Incredible greetings. Hello, everyone. Incredible greetings. How are you guys doing today? So I know originally I said maybe not till Wednesday, but I wanted to come on because it was a post that was made in a group. And then, just in some conversation with the person that made it, they made a statement they made a statement and said, well, I'm not a graphic designer. I can't make that myself because of the design that they showed. I was like, that will be very easy to make. Just kind of go on Google and find the images. And as far as the background, with the hearts behind it, you can easily remake that. And so that's when she's like, well, I'm not a graphic designer. And I was like, well, you really don't have to be a graphic designer in order to create, this design. You just have to have a little bit of silhouette knowledge or really any software, because you can do this in several softwares. If you know just the basics of really any software that will allow you to bring in pictures or remove a background, bring in pictures, layer things, you can create your own setups, your own designs. So that's what we are going to go over today. I'm going to show you how you can create your own designs, like arrange them how you want to, and you don't have to be a graphic designer, and you can do all of this at no cost because Silhouette Studio is a free software that you can use to set up your designs. Although it is the program that is used to control the Cameo machine, the Portrait machine, the Curio, the Alpha. So all of Silhouette America's machines, the program itself it's a vector-based program, similar to that of Illustrator, Affinity, Designer, Corel Draw, things like that, right? So it is vector-based, but you can create, like JPEGs and full-on graphic designs by bringing in images that are already designed and just layering them. So that's what we're going to do today. If this is something that you are interested in, be sure to stick around, give this video a thumbs up, hit that share button, drop a comment, let me know who is watching, where you are watching from. Also, let me know if you are new to Silhouette Studio. If you've ever used this software, if you've never used it, go ahead and drop a 3 in the comments. Maybe you've heard about it. You probably thought that it was only if you have a Cameo machine. If you've never thought about using it as a standalone graphic designing software, go ahead and drop that 3 in the comments for me, okay? And while you guys do that, I'm going to go ahead and share this out. I see someone here says they are watching from Houston. Oh, that's Phyllis. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking onto the live video and joining us this afternoon. So just allow me to share this. If you guys have any questions for me while I am sharing it out, please feel free to go ahead and drop them as a comment. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and just hit share on this. We have someone coming in from Mobile, Alabama, from Albuquerque. Thank you guys for jumping onto the live broadcast. All right, so I am just sharing this out. It needs to go over here to my group real quick. If you guys don't know, we have 2 Facebook groups. We have we have a couple of Facebook groups, but our free ones are Silaholics Anonymous and then Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. So you can join any of those groups and post your questions. Alrighty. I just need to finish sharing this out and just doing the at everyone in my groups. So just give me one moment and then we are going to get started. We have someone watching from Chicago over on TikTok. All right, where is, okay, that group isn't coming up, so I got to go find it. I have to go the long way to get to this group. Oh, I didn't share it over here. Oh, wait a minute now. How did that happen? I don't see the video over here. All right. So let's mute that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and share this. Not sure what happened with this sharing to my other group. I could have sworn I've sent it there. And if you are watching over on Facebook, even if you're watching on YouTube, you can hit the share button. There is a little icon for Facebook, and you can share this to a Facebook group or to your page. So if you guys can share that out, that would be greatly appreciated also. There are a lot of creators that don't know what all they can do in Silhouette Studio. So this would be a great opportunity to share with them if you're in groups and you see others ask about creating their own designs. Alrighty. So let's see who we have over here. Checking in from Virginia. Hello. I find it hard to get my Cameo Plus to automatically. So yeah, this is more on the design side. When it comes to registration for the print and cut, I highly recommend that you guys post a video. Whether you create a video and you upload it to YouTube and then just send me the link for it, or join my Facebook groups over on Facebook and you post the video there. But I really need to see exactly what your process is, what your steps are, in order for me to be able to give you any type of guidance on what could potentially be the issue with your print and cuts not automatically reading. So I really need to see that. So post it to the group, or from London, post it to the group, or create a video and post it to YouTube and just send me the link. Okay. Thank you for watching from Southern California. It never rains in Southern California. All right. Hello. Greetings. Incredible greetings. Thank you guys so much for joining me. All right. So I am Shakia, the professor of HSINK365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry the best sublimation ink, sublimation paper. Our sublimation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds, when pressing to pretty much any substrate from a flatbed heat press. When it comes to tumblers, I'm able to do them in oven at 350 degrees for about 4 to 5 minutes, depending on the oven that you have. So you get amazing results with less time, lower temperatures, and you don't have to use a whole lot of ink. So you're able to make your ink last a little bit longer, no matter which ink you're using. The power is in the paper. So definitely check it out. Shop.hsink365.com. Here's also where you can sign up for all of our classes, including the 30-day training, so that you can learn all about Silhouette Studio, all of the tools and functions within the software. Right now, it is on sale for $30 off. So $53.65 is what you can enroll in the 30-day training for. It has already taken place, so you're watching all the playbacks. But from all of the reviews, I'm telling you guys, you still learn a lot. You won't be missing out on anything by not attending it live. As long as you are disciplined and you actually go through the trainings, whether it takes you 30 days, if it takes you 60 days, if it takes you 90 days, just take time to go through the training, and you'll find that, I mean, your design skills are going to be that much better after the training, because you're going to understand the tools. And then when you see designs such as this one right here, you're going to be confident and, and feel confident in the fact that you can actually create it yourself, your own version of it. Okay. So I do want to start off by saying I am using basically a licensed set of characters. So this is, the My Little Pony. Do understand that this is for teaching purposes only. You do with it what you will as far as using licensed and copyrighted images. That is your risk to take. I am not the copyright police. I'm not going to tell grown folks what to do. You do with that as you will. I am simply using this as an educational tool to show you how you can take any image, whether you have permission to use it, if you purchase the licensings to it or not, that part is up to you. I'm just showing you how you can take images and then add things to it to customize it to your liking. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into this. All right. So I got to take this jacket off because now it's getting a little warm in here. Ow, hurt my wrist. Okay. So I asked a question earlier. Quite a few other people are on now. So I'll ask this question again. If you have never used Silhouette Studio, you've never used it, or you thought that it was a program and you had to have a Cameo or a portrait machine in order to use it, go ahead and drop a 3. Okay, drop a 3 in the comments. If you are someone who kind of looked into it, you've downloaded the free version of it, however, you've done a little bit, but you want to learn more, go ahead and drop a 6. And if you feel like you have a pretty good handle, you are creating some amazing, amazing designs in Silhouette Studio, whether you're self-taught or you've taken a class, one of mine, anyone else's, go ahead and drop a 5. Okay. If you're brand new to it, a 3, you've done some things, you tried it out, but you could use some help, a 6. And then if you feel like you got a pretty good handle on it, go ahead and drop a 5. All right. So over on Facebook, I'm not sure if you guys saw my post before, but I'm having some issues with using my Stillaholics Anonymous page over on Facebook. So whenever I do the videos, it's primarily going to be on YouTube. Like the one that I share out will be the one from YouTube. So whenever you see that, you have to click on the link in order to actually be a part of the live video and see it. So when you see them on within groups and things, it's going to lead to YouTube. It's not going to show you the video. It's not going to be playing. You have to click on the link in order to watch the actual video. Okay. But yeah, there's just some issues going on with them always doing a copyright claim on my stuff from Stillaholics Anonymous. I do go live still from Shaquille Lavelle. And then I'll share that out as well. All right, so we got a couple of 3s here. We have some 6. Okay, we need a little bit more help with it. All right, I see a 3 over here. I also see 2 6s. All right. Thank you guys for the likes over on TikTok. Now, as I said, right now it is on sale, $30 off for the 30-day training. And I go through all the tools and functions that you will need to be able to create your designs. Okay. So I'm going to, so this is the design that we're going to create. Someone in a group posted and she was like, well, where can I find this design at without the birthday girl, the name, or the number 4? They wanted just the My Little Ponies and the hearts in the background and all of the confetti and things on the side. So sometimes you're not going to be able to find images exactly as you see them because it was probably someone that was like me or like you, like you'll be able to do after watching this video or taking the 30-day training. They went and they either purchased a pack, like some people on Etsy will sell it where they already have, a collection of all of the images and you don't have to search all over for them. So you might be able to find something like that, or you're going to do a Google search for the images that you want to use. And you'll find individual ones, right? So you can go and find single like images of each one of these ponies. And then you're going to do a trace and detach on those, and you're going to layer them. You're going to flip them. You're going to resize them. You're going to do all of that yourself. So you would have your own custom arrangement. Maybe you didn't want the one where she's sitting down, like this one is sitting down, because there's version of this particular pony where it's standing up. Maybe you wanted certain, like them in a different arrangement. You wanted things flipped out. You wanted, more color on one side because you feel like, okay, well, with this one, I mean, it's okay, but like this is a lighter color. I want to flip it. You want to basically customize it. That's all someone did with this. This not like it was designed where they're drawing it and each one of these ponies was drawn in that position. They are all single images where the background was removed or they were PNGs and you simply arrange them. Whether you're doing that in Silhouette Studio, if you're doing that in Photoshop, if you're doing it in Affinity, if you're doing it in Cricut Design Space, if you're doing it in Corel Draw, Illustrator, even Word, I mean, even Canva. All of these programs have what's called layers because you can send things to the back, bring it to the front, send it back. Like you can just move them around. So any of these softwares can do it. My program of choice to teach you guys how to do this just happens to be Silhouette Studio. So you can go and get all of those and then group them together. And then, excuse me, for all the background parts, you're going to get a heart in this case and fill it with color and place it to the back. Now, for me personally, I'm not quite sure where this color, I mean, I guess you're trying to do the rainbow pony, but I'm not quite sure why this was this color because all the other colors are softer, are lighter. So I'm not quite sure, why that's like that. So for someone like me, I would have been like, okay, I like this setup, but I don't like that one piece. What can I would want to recreate it to my liking. And I'm going to make that heart something different. Maybe I didn't want it to be so much pink with the pink hearts. So I would, have my hearts and be able to create them in whatever color. That is the part of customizing it to your liking and how you need it to look. You don't have to be the designer that knows how to draw out the ponies. You're just simply going to create your own arrangement. Make sense? And that takes a lot of stress off of having to purchase a file for every single thing. There are ways for you to design where you just get the elements and you arrange them yourself. So you may not find it as is. So I just so happened to find two of the same like kind of styles. So I can't remember her name, Apple somebody. So this one is pretty much the exact same, actually not even the same, because if you look at her leg here, it's kind of thin, but then you look at this one, it's much thicker in here, although the face and her facial expression kind of looks the same, but they're actually not. Like her leg is a little bit different. The leg here is different than over there. So you can see how once you find the images, you can just simply mix and match them. The one that's laying down, her tail is different on this one compared to this one. The position of her head is different, her eyes. Same thing with the one right here. Her facial expression is different. On this one, the facial expression is kind of sort of the same, head tilted back a little bit. The legs are like it's up here. This one is on top of her head. This one is almost like, oh wait, you guys couldn't see that over there. It's like she's jumping on top of this one's head. So as you can tell, someone saw inspiration from one. I don't know which one was the original one, which one wasn't, but someone saw that, drew inspiration from whichever one they saw, and they went and sought out whatever My Little Pony images they could find, and they created their own arrangement. All right. So first thing we're going to do with this is we're going to do a trace and detach. Now, with the PNG one, we want to trace and detach so that we don't have like the box on this side, because I'll just show you real quick. If I were to put this shape here and send it to the back, all right. If I were to click in, like I'm going to click off, if I were to click in this area, I'm not able to select that shape. So if we were putting the hearts and stuff behind it, you wouldn't be able to really move it around, because you have to think of that as a window. You can see through it, but you can't go through it. It's not an open door. So you won't be able to select anything behind it. So this is why we still trace and detach. Now, if you happen to like move things around and it was in this area, you're going to want to remove those inner parts as well, so that you can, again, reach through there and touch what's behind it. But if you just simply do a trace and detach, it is only going to, hold on one second. It's like she's calling me. That makes me feel like something is wrong. But I'm not sure because my mother's calling my phone. But it's only going to remove the outside part. So what you'll see me do on the JPEG one to remove the white on the inside, you technically would do those exact same steps to a PNG if you want to remove the inside parts. If you are going to do this as a print and cut, whether it is Eco Solvent, Jet Pro 3G, Caesar DTV, if it is, what else we can do? Stickers, anything print and cut. If you want that inside part, you have to remove that as well. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and trace and detach. No need. You can watch from now. You haven't missed much at all. So you can go ahead and, just enjoy it. Watch it from now, because we're now about to get into the actual setup of it. All right. So I'm going to zoom out here just so that you guys can see it over on TikTok. And I'm going to come over to my trace panel, select trace area, and place a box around it. So all the colors are not going to pick up. You're going to need to increase your threshold so that all the edges have yellow around it, and so that it can properly remove it from the background. So we're going to go ahead and take our threshold up until all of the edges have yellow touching it. You don't have to fill in the entire image. So with all of this part being open, that is fine, because it's only going to remove the box from like what's connected to the edge of it. So we're going to go trace and detach. Version 4 for me takes a little bit longer than like my version 3. So then we're going to click. I'm going to click on the actual image and pull that off to the side, because we'll have all of this here, and we're going to delete. Oh, wait, you know what? Did I? Okay, that was behind it. So if I double click on this, I have edit points around the edges. That lets me know that it is now it has a vector line. You don't have to turn the line colors on or put a line color for the machine to know to cut it. Once you see edit points, if you're doing this as a print and cut, it is ready to cut. What this is also going to do for you is give you the exact size of the image because you don't have the extra space around it. So when you're trying to determine your size, it is going to be accurate. Pretty sure it's happened to a couple of you guys where you've had a PNG or you've had a JPEG. You just click on it, you size it up. But then when you go to print it out, especially if you're trying to do, let's say, sublimation to glitter HTV, or you're trying to do a print and cut or to like the clear vinyl, things like that, it doesn't line up. That's because you did not remove the negative space around it. You have to remove that negative space. Okay? We understand that part? Now, I'm not going to worry about the middles on this one. I'm going to show it to you with the JPEG so you can really see, what those steps do, what it does for your design, because this has white. But you would do the same thing to the PNG if you want the middle parts out. So we're going to go select trace area, place our box. And the first step is the same. We're going to increase our threshold until we all the edges are masked in yellow. And we're going to go trace and detach. Hold on. Okay, so we have done the trace and detach. So I can click on the white. I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm actually just going to hit delete on my keyboard and get rid of it. So as you see here, I still have white here, 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 and here. So if we're wanting to see the heart or whatever we're going to put in the background in those areas, we have to remove those areas. So we're going to come over here back to the trace window, select trace area, and I'm going to put my box where it covers just those areas. I don't have to do the entire image. And I'm going to take my threshold up. And I just need to make sure that yellow is surrounding those areas that I want to remove. So as long as yellow is around, we're good. So you can just move your threshold up until right where it surrounds those areas. And we're going to this time do a regular trace, not a trace and detach. Thank you guys for sharing the live. Thank you guys for for tapping the screen. So let's see if we can't get to 15 shares over on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for the shares over there. Same thing over on Facebook and YouTube. Go ahead and hit that share button and hit the like button. All right, this is going to give you kind of like this weird shape here. I'm going to click on that. How I know I have the trace, my box is smaller. This is another reason why I don't just put the trace box around the entire thing, because I want to know that I have just that secondary trace selected. So I do it smaller. So with that box smaller, I know I have just the trace. I'm going to fill that in with a color. It really does not matter what color it is. We're then going to take our transparency down. This is great for beginners. I typically don't really do it all the time because I kind of already have visualized where my pieces need to come out of. But if you are a beginner, I recommend taking your threshold down so that you can actually see through the shapes once you release compound path, and you will know where you have to click at. So I'm just going to zoom in here. All right. So I'm going to click on, again, we're going to click on that trace. We're going to right click and release compound path. So now you're going to hold down shift and click in those areas where it's white, but you technically want it removed. And then hit delete on your keyboard. You should see those areas like they should still have color. You're going to drag and select over all of that, go over to your modify panel and hit subtract. Now, depending on the quality of the image, sometimes you can still have like little white areas around it and things like that. So I like to sometimes do a secondary trace and detach because I don't have as much white and I don't have around the inside parts, and I can get a little bit closer to my design. So we're going to go back to trace, place our box around it, take our threshold up, so I'm going to try about there, and I'm going to go trace and detach. Okay, what happened? Did I hit trace and detach? That's taking longer than normal. Do I? Oh, I have an open area right there, but still. Okay, there we go. So we're going to take this and move it. See, that's why there was an open area. I had an area that wasn't quite picking up. I'm going to take my threshold up a little bit more and then trace and detach. All right. So see the difference in coming up, although it didn't take away as much of the edge as I would have liked. Oh, actually it did. Look at all those little pieces that it took away. So this is why I recommend that you click on it and you move it out of the way. Then you can go back over the area because you really don't see it, but those are all those little pieces it left behind. So if you kind of think like, well, it didn't do very much, and you don't delete those, you're going to end up having all these little pieces if you're doing a print and cut where it's going to go tap, 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 tap. Like it's going to just randomly be tapping and you're not going to understand why. And it's because it left all of these little pieces here. So we're just going to hit delete on our keyboard. Okay, I said delete. There we go. And so now we have this, and then there's edit points all the way through it. Now, if you zoom in, let's see, this wasn't like a super, super high resolution image. You can always go back in with your edit points and clean that up. This one over here, you can see is a much better quality than the other one. The lines on the edge, like the edges, are a lot cleaner than the first one. So I'm going to go with this one. Although this is the one that was in that example shirt, this is a much cleaner version of it. So I'm going to use this set of ponies. Okay. So now the hearts. You may have a whole bunch of things that have hearts in them. Like you would have had other designs that had hearts. It doesn't have to be the exact one that's there. I have pulled hearts out of files that I've gotten from Silhouette Studio Design Store. It was a box and it had a heart like in the middle. I just release Compound Path or Ungroup, and I'm able to click on that heart, pull it out, and I'm able to use it in different ways. Or you can simply trace something that is a heart, and you're just going to trace the outside because you just need the shape, right? So I have two hearts here. Both of them have, a face to it. So if we come over to the trace tool, we're going to go ahead and put our box around it. We're going to increase our threshold, and I'm just going to go trace outer edge. And it gives me that heart. Okay. Same thing with this one. We're going to go ahead and again, trace it. So if I take my threshold up, it will get to a point where it is only the heart. And if I want this little piece right here, I can simply do a trace. Or I can do trace outer edge, and it's only going to give me the solid heart. Okay. Even if you have one, let's say the colors were really, really close together, and when you adjusted your threshold or you did the trace, you were, it still accounted for like the areas that you did not want. The one thing that sets Silhouette apart from some of the other craft like programs like Design Space, or even what's the one I'm going to be using soon, Leonardo, or goodness, I can't think, I'm drawing a blank, the StarCraft one, even Canva, right? You can't do this next step in Canva. You would need a program like Silhouette Studio or Affinity Designer or Corel Draw or Illustrator, even Inkscape, I believe that's like a true vector software where you can manipulate the path. So we're going to just double click on here. I'm going to hold down Shift to drag and select over all these edit points. And I'm going to hit delete point. Do the same thing on the other side and hit delete point. So over here, I will have to go ahead and just adjust that a little bit right there. Okay. But I now have that heart without the wings. Once you learn the tools of Silhouette Studio about tracing, how to combine tracing, adjusting your edit points, you're able to do these things at no cost, because nothing that I've done at this point involved any type of upgrade. Nothing that I did here required me to have Designer or Business Edition. All with the free program that you go onto Silhouette America, you download it, and you're able to use it and then customize it. Okay. So the outside part here, it has what's called an offset. So because we have those two colors, it is an offset. That's how you create that additional layer. So we're going to click on the heart. I like to fill everything with color. So I'm just going to pick a random color here, and we're going to do an offset. You can make that offset as big or as small as you want it to be. Okay. And then you're just going to hit apply, and we're going to fill that in with color. Now, if I wanted the exact colors that were in the inspiration design, oops, come on, let's get rid of some of these. You would click on the element, click on the color dropper of your color palette, and then sample that color. Click on the middle one, go back to the color dropper, click inside here and sample it. Once I have things filled with color, I like to remove the line color, and it really does change the way that it looks. So now we have the heart. If I wanted to have this match something within, like colors within the image itself. So let's say I wanted it to match this orange. So I'm going to click on the color dropper. I'm going to click right here on the orange. I'm going to click on the outline, and let's say I match it to this. I'm going to click on the darker orange. Select them both, group them, and send them to the back. All right, I'm going to right click and duplicate that, ungroup it, and I'm going to choose a different color. So let's say I chose this pink, click on the outside, and I chose this pink. Group it, send it to the back. I'm able to move it where I want it. I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. I can rotate it. I'm going to duplicate that one, pull that up here, send it to the back. Now, this, I can't really tell what the shape was. You can, attempt to do it exactly as that one is, or you can like rotate it. I'm going to make it bigger. And it's like this kind of like swooped type shape. And you can just hide the rest of the heart behind it. We're going to go ahead and ungroup this, make this, let's just say this yellow. I'm going to take this one. Let's sample the red, and I would do another offset to get the third color if I really, really wanted it to be just like that one. And let's just do the purple. Select the blue. So again, that is up to you. Oh, you guys can't see that. Sorry. That is up to you in how you design this. You can make it any color combination you want. So I'm going to do this one in, I guess, this one and this purple here. So we're just kind of getting a nice little mix of the colors. Now, this has stars, it has hearts, it has odd shapes. All you're going to do is make those. So with the circle tool, you're going to make an oval. With the circle tool, you're going to hold down shift. You're going to make a perfect circle. You're going to take the heart that you used up here, and we're just going to make it smaller. So you can take the one from up there. Oh, wait, you guys can't see that. Take the one that you had up here, or, the other one that you traced, or any heart. I'm just going to fill these in with some color for now, just so that I can see them. Okay. You can find a star and trace it. So let's just go to Google, because I do have Flexi shapes. Now you get all of these shapes if you have Designer Edition Plus or Business Edition. And that does make it very easy, to be able to do things like this, because you will have those shapes. Or you can simply go and find one online. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my library here, and I'm just going to type in star. And here is a design right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and merge moon and stars. And I'm going to ungroup it. And I actually already have stars that are in different sizes. I actually had the circles here. So let's just take those and this one and this. And I'm just going to put some color to it and bring that over here with everything else. Now, the one thing when it comes to customizing it, you guys have to be willing to put in a little bit of elbow grease, right? You cannot save time and money. There's absolutely no way to do it, right? So you're either going to save money by spending some time to create the design yourself and set it up. You have to do all these steps and make duplicates and change colors and all that kind of good jazz. So you're going to save money but spend time. All right. Or you can save time, but you're going to spend some money, because that's when you end up buying all these files from Etsy or other websites, downloading a bunch of stuff from Design Bundles or Creative Fabrica. You cannot save both. You cannot save both. All right. So I have all of these. I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to make a couple of duplicates because I want to have different color variations. So we're going to make this, let's say this set, that pink. I'm going to make this one the blue. And we're going to make another set. We're going to make that purple. We're going to do one more set, and I'm going to make that the orange, and we kind of have the purple from there, right? So I have 3 different sets of colors where there's some big elements, some small elements. I'm going to turn my line color off. And now you're just going to arrange them around the image. So we're just going to put this here. We can duplicate some. So you're just simply going to move it around and just put them in random spots. I'm trying to remember where actually was nothing down here, but that's the joy of this too, is that you don't have to follow it exactly like it is here. You can put stuff wherever you want it to go. So I'm using my keyboard shortcuts because I know I was going to need more than that. So I use my keyboard shortcuts, which is to hold down Alt and click and move it. And that allows you to create duplicates fairly quickly. All right, let's add a little bit of orange to this. Let's add some purple, some pink star, blue circle, blue star. We're going to add some pink here, add some blue, orange, some blue, some blue, some blue. All right. Oh, I'm holding down the wrong thing. Haha. But yeah, you're just going to arrange this again, like I said, however you want. I'm going to take a white box, into a box, make it white, send it to the back so that you can really see where all of those elements are. So we went and we recreated from the inspiration piece and we made our own version with our own color combinations. Now you can add a name to it. You can add a birth year to it. You can put gradients on the name, on the, the age. You can do whatever you want because you are the artist. You are in control. You're not limited to exactly how that JPEG or PNG file was set up. When you're purchasing those, you can't make any changes to them unless you really, really know how to manipulate the programs. So, how many of you guys feel a little bit more confident in being able to create your own designs? Who had this mind block that, hey, I'm not a graphic designer, I need to buy everything? Who was that? Who felt like they had to buy every single design that they wanted to use and had no idea that you can customize designs and lay them out? You don't have to be a designer, you don't have to be an artist, but if you are a visionary, you can create your own layout. Okay, someone said me, but how are you feeling now? After watching this, do you feel like, starting off small, that you can create some of your own designs and save yourself some coins on purchasing so many designs? So someone said, thank you for today's lesson. I forgot how to remove the inside pieces the last time I was doing this. So you just joined. Don't worry about it. You can watch the playback of this over on my YouTube channel. You can also learn about all of these tools in my 30-day training for Silhouette Studio. Right now, it is on sale for $30 off. So instead of $83.65, you'll get it for $53.65. And you can click the link and it'll take you over to our Linktree and it'll take you over to our website. Or you can go straight to shop.hsink365.com. And it's automatic. It will be in the cart at that price. You don't need any type of code. Just go ahead, add it to your cart, and you'll be able to start learning the tools and functions of Silhouette Studio so that you can be confident in creating your own arrangements and your own designs. Must be a little bit of a delay over on YouTube because I'm seeing the hand now that says me. Any questions for me before I hop off of here? Any questions for me? Once you guys learn how to work the program, outside of using licensed characters and images and things like that, just simply creating. There's a lot of files that are just nothing but names. I mean, not names, words. So a lot of the class of 2023 designs, so many SVGs that are created for that. You guys can build a business around creating custom files and reselling them. There's a lot like that is really, really big right now with digital, digital products. And that's all an SVG is, or you can add the color to it, save it as a PNG or a JPEG, and you can sell that digital product and make yourself a little bit of passive income. So no questions for me. Going once, going twice. Last call for questions. Okay, hold on. So let me see. Okay, so I got a different notification on my phone than I did over here. Oh, there it is. The cost, so someone said they could make the cost of the 30-day training is normally $83.65, but right now it is at a discounted rate of $30 off, so it will be $53.65. It's discounted right now. So if I go over here, I add it to the cart. You're going to see that it is $53.65. You should see the pink discount underneath it. Just got on peeping in from work. Thank you for the tutorials. I'll watch the replay. Can I ask what to do when the file is unmanageable? I'm not sure what you mean by that, by unmanageable. You have to give me a little bit more detail on that as far as what you consider to be unmanageable. Thank you. I'll start small. I have done some things like this in Brilliance with Embroidery. Does the Photoshop class apply to Photoshop? No. Photoshop Elements is not Photoshop at all. You guys will need to get the actual Photoshop software, the one that is $9.99 per month. It does not apply to Photoshop Elements. It doesn't offer the same tools and functions. Oops. All right. If there are no other questions, I thank you guys so very much for joining me for this live broadcast. Again, the 30-day training is discounted for a limited time only, so don't hesitate. It will be the best 5065 that you can invest into yourself to learn the software. But you cannot just purchase it and not go through the training. You have to practice with the worksheets that you are given, and then try to do it with any designs or files that you have. But it's best that you follow the training to get a full understanding of the tools and concepts. The tools and functions and how they actually work. So don't just take it and let it sit there. Let it work for you. You want to see a return on your investment of this class, so that you can start to save money on your design. Because a lot of the things that you guys will see when you see stuff on Etsy or on different people's website, when they're using a license, they're taking a risk and posting it there, but they're not drawing it all themselves. You can do a deep enough Google search and you're going to find those exact same images, and you can do the exact same steps that they did. Now, if you need to purchase the file out of convenience because you don't have enough time to put it together and find them, so be it. But do know that you have the power to actually create those same designs that you see yourself, and then you'll be able to save yourself some money. Okay. How many hours of video is it? Each session is at a minimum an hour and a half. And on some days, we had bonus time afterwards where we kind of just stayed afterwards. And you get to still see all of that, where especially on the tracing day, and you get to see others try it because they shared their screen, all of their questions. But each day was a minimum of an hour and a half of learning content. Though, where I did it, they were following along. And then there were some days that were longer, and then there were some days where we had 2 sessions. So it's well over 40 hours of content. So again, it still doesn't really help me as far as like blemishes. I would recommend that you post a picture to the group or send me a message with it. If it's like a JPEG or it's like a picture or something like that, that's not something that you'll be able to do in Silhouette Studio. You may have to use a photo editing software such as Photoshop or Affinity Photo. Even sometimes like there's certain things that you can do with Pixar. So you would have to use an actual photo editing software if it is a blemish on a picture. Now, if you're talking about something like, let's say, like the My Little Pony, you may have to find a better version of it. If it is something that a client submitted to you, that's the only picture that they have or the only file that they have, you may have to try and recreate it. It just really depends on what's going on with the file. That'll determine how you adjust it. Yeah, I would need to see those. I mean, it just really depends on how it's set up and where that, like, where it came from. Um, I've had some people, they will submit stuff to me and it's like on a mock-up of like a shirt and that affects it. Like I'll tell people quick, fast, and hurry. I don't take anything from a mock-up. Now, if I can find like the regular file of it, I'll create my own arrangement, but I never take anything off of a mock-up because it's not going to be the quality that it should be. So just really depends on how it's set up, how many colors are there. Are you trying to change the colors? You saw when it came to this one, I did not try to change any of the colors of the images themselves. I just added to it and I created shapes and things that I could adjust the colors to. So anything within here, I would not be able to adjust any colors, change any colors. If there was a blemish on something like that, like I just would not be able to do it, just easily. I would have to take that into an actual photo editing software. All of my classes you have lifetime access to. Any class that you actually purchase, if it's not something that is within, like, I don't really, we have a subscription base coming up soon, but most times you're purchasing class from us and the way that they're set up, you technically have lifetime access to it. You can work at your own pace. You can work on it whatever hour of the day you want to work on it and however long it takes you to get through it. And you can always refer back to it. I always say it's the ultimate video reference guide. If you ever get stuck versus trying to go through like a bunch of different YouTube videos, you can go to the video about tracing or go to the section about cropping to remember, what the conditions had to be for crop versus subtract or compound path. No, you do not get access to the design vault. No, I mean the template vault. You do not. Now, there is a design vault where I will be adding like short tutorials and you get access to that, the design one. That's something that we just added because it is about to move into a subscription-based program, right? Where I'm going to do bi-weekly and monthly type videos to just refresh and you'll be able to attend live Zooms. That's about to move into a subscription based. And that's why I added the design vault to it. There's a couple like videos in there, but it does not give you access to the template vault. Any other questions? Right. Just to kind of go through a quick recap for those who are just joining, I highly recommend that you go back and you watch the playback of this. But what we went over today is how to save yourself some money, and be able to recreate designs and kind of create layouts and setups yourself where you're saving yourself some money. Something like this where it is, just oh, look at that. I just noticed whoever did this, guess what they did not do? They did not remove the white from right here. They also did not remove the white from right here. and there is a sliver of white right here. So sometimes you'll see these images that you like admire, and it's like, oh, uh-oh. But they may not have been set up correctly. But when you know how to set it up correctly, you can avoid things like that, and you would have that color showing. Oh, I didn't realize that was actually 3 colors right there. Have the blue would have been showing through that area. So they missed a couple of white spots on this one. But yeah, so you watch the beginning, it just shows like how you can create your own custom version of something that you were inspired by. So you will be able to go and find that image, because that's all they did. They went on Google, they found those images. You know, they're not the, sorry, my tripod keeps messing up. They aren't the creators of the My Little Pony design. So all they can do is go online and find the JPEGs or PNGs that are online, and then they're going to arrange them in whichever order that they want, right? So you can do that yourself by going online and finding all those images, bringing them in, removing the background or tracing detach on each one of those. And then you're going to manually arrange it, twist it, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, do me, baby. But yeah, you'll be able to do that. And then you can customize the back. Or let's say you liked the My Little Pony, like the group of them, but you did not want the hearts, because it's like, okay, well, what's the purpose of the hearts? You don't have to use those. You can simply use the My Little Pony game, and you can add your words around it. But if you did want it to be close in appearance to the inspiration one, then you're just going to add those elements to this design. You're going to add it to the design elements. So you would just layer it. You're going to send things to the back, bring things to the front, duplicate them, fill them with the colors that you want them to be filled with. You do not have to be a graphic designer in order to create your own customized layouts. All right. I like, and often I use that terminology for customized layouts, but it's not really searchable, because you guys are trying, you'll search for how to create a design, or how, about graphic designing, how to design for a t-shirt, how to design, like, so you guys are looking for that when you really should just be looking for videos about designing. And it really is, don't be intimidated by this whole graphic designer title. You just have to know how to use the tools of any program that you decide to. Learn the basic tools, because you can actually do a lot just learning the basic tools. Everything I did in this demonstration, you watched the beginning of it, was done with the free version of the software. No designer edition plus, no designer edition plus, no business edition. You can do all this for free. Then go ahead and resize it. You don't have to take it into another software to print it. You can print it directly from Silhouette Studio. I print from Silhouette Studio all the time. If you want to be able to save this to go to a different software, or take it to a different computer or anything like that, then you will have to have at least, well, not say at least, you'll have to have business edition so that you can save it. For me personally, I save everything as a PDF, because that's going to keep it in the right scale. It is also going to give me the best results. I'm not a big fan of saving as a JPEG or a PNG with the with Silhouette Studio. I always save it as a PDF, and then if I need it to be a PNG or a JPEG, I open it up in Photoshop or Illustrator. You can do Inkscape, because that's free, and you'll be able to open up that PDF and then export it as a JPEG or a PNG. But I personally always save as a PDF if it is something that I want the best version of it. I'm going to either resell it when I'm creating my files, if I'm going to resell it, or if I'm going to take it to a different software, I just use PDF. Now, if it's something like me creating thumbnails for my website, those I do create in, or I do save in JPEG or PNG from Silhouette Studio. All right. So we went through tracing, We went through just pulling shapes from a file that we may have in our library. You can always mix and match. One of the things I teach my students is to see the shapes and find the shapes. You know, I don't know if this was an oval or a circle, but I know I can create that, like the top of a heart looks that way. So when I put that on top, it's giving me the same silhouette. See the shapes, find the shapes is the best way to think about approaching designs. All right, y'all. Well, other questions? Thank you guys so very much for joining me. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Don't forget to take advantage of the discount while it's available. It's only available for a limited time, and then it will go back to $83.65. And the price of that, as far as our new program, will end up being, it'll go up, and it will be a monthly subscription. So take advantage of it now while you have complete lifetime access to it, as well as the design vault. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Peace.